It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight we'll see the Washington Wizards playing against the Chicago Bulls at United Center. Looking at the Bulls, they'd like to play well to start this season's series. They haven't forgotten how this team knocked them out in the first round last season. And let's talk for a moment about Derrick Rose. He's missed so much time the past several seasons with injuries. Kenny, is it too much to expect him to return to his former level, his MVP level?
Well, maybe not the MVP level, but he still can be a serviceable all-star, meaning he might not be able to dominate for 82 games, but he could do it for 40. And then he could do it for playoff time. So I do think the knee surgeries took a little toll on him, as they would any player, but I still think he has a lot left in the tank.
He might be able to get back to his MVP level, but that's going to take a full season. A full season of injury-free play to get that confidence back. Full season, Ernie, 82 games.
That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with the call, and we will see you later on.
Chicago, Illinois, home of the Bulls in a fine Eastern Conference battle at the United Center. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Taking a look at Washington, they feel like they're a better team than their record shows. And in games like this one, it's an opportunity to prove it. They can step it up and make a game of it. We'll see.
And when I look at Washington, they've been shockingly ineffective this season. I don't know if anyone thought they'd have this much of a struggle, but the chemistry's been horrible.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, there's been nothing pretty about their performance this season at all. As they tried harder, it seemed to just get worse.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Wizards. We've got Jared Dudley. Chris Humphries is out there with Nene. And it's Wall. And it's Dinwiddie in a two-guard.
Always nice to get the first lead of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there because it, to me, is just much more comforting to play from the front than to be battling from behind.
Now here's Wall. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Magic in Orlando.
And also defensively, guys, he kept them off balance with 4 steals on the night.
Last season, a mixed bag for Wall statistically. Some steps forward, but overall, lower numbers.
Yeah, but, he didn't score as much as he had the previous 2 seasons, but he was more efficient. And sometimes, Kevin, the better your team, the less you have to do, but he clearly is a better player.
And a nice soft touch on the boards.
And when you have that gentle a touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by.
Yeah, but how about the fight there prior to that ball being available? That's what I like and what you need to really focus on when they have plays like that.
Shot clock at 6. Shot on the wing. Wall missing again.
For Wall, guys, he played more of a traditional point guard role. But double-digit assist numbers at 10 a game for him, really strong.
Now, here's DeRozan. He had a 36-point outing in the last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Humphries with a screen on Rose. Wall dishes to Nene. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And also for Wall, his usage was down. A few less minutes played, fewer shots taken. Overall, though, I felt it was a big step towards becoming more of a traditional point guard, and the Wizards are better for it.
Shooting 2.
first one falls for him.
Well, I tell you what, Nene is a man among boys down low. Remarkable physical power. And he's also got a tough mentality about him. Just a real rugged individual.
And both free throws good for Nene. And getting back to Nene, an obvious inside player with great impact. He looks and plays like a man possessed. Yet through last season, Greg, he's never averaged as much as 8 rebounds a game.
And, you know, his true value is measured in intangibles at times, not just on the stat sheet. He does all the dirty work so others can shine.
Here is Wall. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Humphrey sets a pick for Wall. Over to the wing. Here's Dinwiddie. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And that one's good.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
The Bulls leading by 4. Rose with the ball. He's coming off a 10-point game against...
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, used to love to go up and jam like that.
Now here's Dudley. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. DeRozan in the corner. Vucevic setting the pick for DeRozan. Off the pick. And Vucevic throws it down.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
Chicago leading. Rose passes to DeRozan. And he makes good on the layup. DeRozan's got 6.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Now here's Wall. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. Unloads from 13, and the jumper is good. Wall's got his first basket of the night.
The defender was spinning around like an agitator in a washing machine after that crossover.
I think you're right. Looks a little bit dizzy after that one.
And he gets it to go.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Nene left side. He dishes it to Dudley. Nice ball movement by Washington. Outside, Wall. Passes to Humphries. Wide open look. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
Great rise and dime there. He changed gears in midair to make the assist.
DeRozan with a screen for Rose. And DeRozan, here we go. And he jams it with authority.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Here's Dinwiddie. 9-point game his last outing. Pass to Dudley. Here's Dinwiddie. DeRozan defending. Clock at 6. Here's Dinwiddie. That one a little long.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now here's DeRozan. He's got 8. Vucevic setting the pick for DeRozan. High post Vucevic. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way.
Right here, over these last 10 games on the Bulls schedule, Kevin, this is how they stack up. First in lowest turnovers a game. Second in fast break points. And they are ranked 3rd in team rebounding as well. I tell you what, everybody on this team goes after the ball on the backboards.
And, you know, going back to their turnovers, fewest in our league, that shows you the intelligence they play with. You have to beat them. They are not going to do it for you.
DeJuan Blair, he's checked in for Washington. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Chris Humphries. Shot off the pick. Dudley's shot is good.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And that was a shocker. Hard to believe that they dropped the ball, so to speak, on that one. And probably a tough pill for them to swallow.
And to lose it like they did, too. Wow, right at the end, man, makes it even tougher to take.
Chicago leading by 6. Rose kicks to DeRozan. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Bulls.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And that's what's created a rhythm for them offensively. That's also why you see them knocking down that mid-range jump shot.
A free throw dropped for DeRozan. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history. And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
And Wall kicks to Caldwell-Pope. They set the pick. Wall against Rose. Just 5 on the clock. Off the pick. The 3. And shot by Caldwell-Pope, no good. So for Washington, their last game, a loss to the Magic in Orlando.
And listen, you have to take advantage of the freebies. And on that night, they did not. And that is why they just could not recover.
Exactly. I mean, they left too much cheese at the foul line. And in the end, it mattered on the scoreboard and cost them.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What did you find out, DB?
We talked about the problems of facing a player who is athletically gifted like John Wall. He told me that staying in front of him with a solo defender is near impossible. So we'll try to lull him into traps and get him taking shots that he doesn't feel comfortable taking.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Here's Wall, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Now Blair. The pass to Caldwell-Pope. Fires it up. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
It's almost as if both teams are in a zone.
Well, offensively at least, partner. I mean, neither team's done jack diddly on D.
Good looking screen by Gasol. Levine dishes to Gasol. Gasol setting the pick for DeRozan. Back to Gasol. Kicks it to DeRozan. Jacks up a 3. Here's Vucevic, and good work on the boards, and they pick up the second chance points. Vucevic has got his second basket. Wizards trail by 8. Now here's Wall. Feeds it to Caldwell-Pope. Pass to Gooden. And Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Bean passes to Gasol. Rose kicks to Levine. Back to Rose. Down low. And there's the 3-second violation.
Looking now at some numbers for Rose. How his last 10 games have gone. He's putting up 13 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And I think he's got to be pretty pleased with his output. And you know he's always looking to push himself.
Yeah, you know, really solid numbers across the board here, Greg. I mean, he contributes in a multitude of ways for this club.
Now here's Wall. Here's Gooden. And Good coming off the assist by Wall. Gooden's got his first bucket of the night.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man. And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
I like the activity. They're keeping the ball alive and creating some second chance buckets.
And the Wizards with possession. The Bulls getting the bucket. Caldwell Pope dishes the Wall. He kicks to Gooden. Here's Dinwiddie. Off target with his 3. Chicago leading by 8. So many people overlooked Pau Gasol prior to last season seemed to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
Well, they've got to take a stand and commit to controlling their defensive backboard. These second chance buckets are killing them.
And Wall kicks to Caldwell Pope. From beyond the arc and then some. Caldwell Pope's got 7 points in the game.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on.
Now, here's DeRozan. He's got 12, and that one's good.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped.
And here's Wall. The feed to Blair. It's all in by the Bulls.
And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he has, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
Here's Dinwiddie following the score by Derrick Rose. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Dinwiddie kicks to Caldwell Pope. Elbow shot. No luck. Nice D from DeRozan.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
Here's Levine. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game.
They're allowing a sky-high field goal percentage. That won't get it.
Not at all, Clark. You rarely see a team surrender points this easily. They have got to do better.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And that 84% free throw percentage is a testament to all the hard work he's put in on the line.
And, guys, I think that's a tribute to his work ethic. I mean, it's not by accident that he's enjoying the success he is at the free throw line.
"19 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Temple. Blair, the screen. Caldwell Pope passes to Blair. Vucevic with the block. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. It's Chicago. They lead by 14. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement playing with the Chicago Bulls. I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought. It's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates, Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a comfortable margin for the Bulls here, guys.
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
So this is how the floor looks for the Wizards starting the second. Anderson is out there with Humphries. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then there's Nene. And it's Temple in at the 1 spot. There's Nene. And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver, the first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, it came into the league just a tremendously raw talent, really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, you name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
Yes, that's a very good point.
That's good from Nene. And so he hits both. The Bulls leading by 14. Dishes it to Mirotic. Powered down with both hands.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder, how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it, you can see it, in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
Here's Caldwell Pope after the Bulls pick up 2.
Yeah, you know, going back to Nene, in 14 years, he's been able to suit up for roughly 65% of the games. That's tough on the team's continuity on both ends of the floor. Injuries have been a part of that, though, and oftentimes those are beyond the player's control.
So it's Washington now, following the 3 from Nikola Mirotic. Nene with the screen on Brooks. To the inside. Takes the 3. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
Now here's Brooks. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. And the rebound goes to Nene.
And you know, guys, the thing with Nene, he helps you in so many ways when he's in there. He's hard to back down in the post. He eats up space, tough to get around on picks. He has the toughness that champions are made of.
And guys, you know, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, this guy screams potential at you. I mean, perfect size and length and speed for a 2-guard. He plays both ends. Right now, it's all about consistency for him.
Roof shots.
First free throw is good. On the topic of Caldwell Pope, he's the kind of guy who needs a year to feel his way around. In college, Greg, you may recall he showed dramatic improvement between years 1 and 2. Same thing has been true in the pros.
Yeah, and he has everything going for him. I mean, excellent outside shot, tremendous defensive tools. He just needs to add some strength and stay in attack mode to reach the next level in his development.
Boy, they're really battling, guys. Not sitting back, being aggressive, attacking when they have the chance. I like that.
Man, I like their approach to the game right now. There's tremendous aggression on both ends, putting the onus on the officials.
And so it's Washington with it after the miss from Vucevic, picked by Humphries. Humphries with a screen on Brooks. Temple dishes to Humphries. He feeds it to Dudley. This one for 3. But they get it back. Passes it to Temple. Kicks it to Dudley. Nice ball movement by Washington. Here's Humphries. Nails the baby hook. Humphries has got his second bucket tonight. Chicago leading by 15. Brooks kicks to Green. It's blocked, but he recovers it. The dish to Vucevic. Another shot. Another miss by Vucevic.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
Now here's Nene. Off target with the jump hook. Brooks right side. And he lays it straight in. Brooks has got his first 2 points of the night.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Chicago making some changes. Gasol comes in for Nikola Vucevic. And it's DeRozan in for Green. And then for Washington, Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Caldwell Pope, and John Wall subbed in for Garrett Temple. Wizards trail by 17. Wall passes to Dinwiddie. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Nene, the screen. Off the screen. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Gasol's got 8 rebounds in this game.
Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball.
And it's Humphries with the rebound.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Outside, Wall fires the 3. Again, the miss by Wall. Chicago leading by 17. Brooks kicks to Mirotic. DeRozan in the corner. Mirotic sets the screen for DeRozan. Off the screen, and Mirotic throws it down.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Dinwiddie kicks to Wall. And Gasol sends it back.
He's giving them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
And Wall kicks to Dinwiddie. Picked by Humphries. Here's Dinwiddie. Back to Wall. 6 to shoot. Puts up a 3. That's good. Dinwiddie's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
Yeah, and it's one thing when your shots are falling from the perimeter, but when you go cold and things aren't going as well, you got to get that thing inside. Mix it up a little bit. Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Now here's Wall. He dishes it to Dudley. His 3-pointer's off the mark. The Bulls leading by 20. It's DeRozan with the drive, and Mirotic throws it down.
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots, and quite honestly, it's paid off for them.
Here's Dinwiddie. He has 7. Here's Wall, and Gasol sends it back. The shot by Nene, no good.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Ball, the pass to Gasol. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a 2nd-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Gasol. Talking about Pau and brother Mark, both of them were excellent last season. The difference is that Pau has always been considered a great prospect, so detractors are much harder on him when they see cracks, I think, Greg, in his game.
Yeah, you know, for Marc Gasol, it can only exceed expectations because they started out so low. I'd simply say that if I had to pick between one or the other for best career, I'd do everything I could to pick both.
Good way to get out of it. Good answer. Chicago calls timeout. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
And they're facing the team that dismissed them last year, so certainly a little payback in mind.
Greg, we know that's in the past, but you can't change that for sure. Nevertheless, a win would be sweet.
Chicago leading by 23. Rose attacking. And a missed layup.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm. He's obviously hit a bit of a dry spell here, only 1 of 5 this quarter.
Here's Ball. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
That's the uncanny ability he has to find a teammate for an easy basket or get one himself.
Wall against Rose. Score the basket. His fourth. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And Wall kicks to Dinwiddie. Nice ball movement by Washington. Wall against Rose. It's Wall with the drive. And
hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Well, I think all 3 of us agree John Wall, a tremendous all-around player.
Outstanding. Speed was what
shot.
jumped out at me most when I
shot.
saw him first at Kentucky. Now he's been able to harness that speed as a pro, and he makes plays that very few can make as a point guard.
He gives you a lot of different looks, doesn't he?
He sure does.
And that one falls for Wall.
And guys, John Wall, obviously one of the most electrifying players to enter the league in some time. Unreal body control, tremendous length and athleticism for a point guard. And that's one of the reasons he gets so many steals, blocks, and rebounds. All the extra things from his position that really add up.
Now here's Wall. Following the miss by Nikola Mirotic. Gooden dishes to Dudley. Makes it off the glass. Dudley's got his second bucket.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
And he finished it off with a lay-in.
And a great job of taking advantage of the steal there to get those easy ones in transition.
You know, that's exactly how you draw it up, Greg, on the board. I mean, good defensive work, aggressive play in the open court. Those 2 things are hand in glove when they work together. And, you know, guys, for Wall, the one thing he's still ironing out is his shooting stroke. It looks better every year, but doesn't necessarily go in more often, especially from 3. But even if he never becomes a great shooter, I think he'll remain one of the game's best all-around talents.
Chicago leading by 15. Rose passes to Levine. Here's Gasol. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Akeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game.
Right,
An
now,
endless
take a
array
break,
of offensive moves down low, no
shots.
doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
And the first one drops.
Gasol doing all sorts of things. He has 9 rebounds, and he's tacked on a couple of blocks today, too.
And they've been important to the team. Even if it's only a couple, it's helped them establish a defensive presence inside.
And Washington making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Second free throw, no good. On offense, here are the Wizards. They're on a 10-1 run. Wall against Rose. Out to the right wing. It's Anderson with the drive. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Chicago leading by 16. Rose kicks to Levine. 13 feet away. The shot will not go. And the Wizards now going the other way. Wall dishes to Gooden. Back to Wall. To the wing on the left. Here's Dinwiddie. And it takes a hard bounce.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
The wide open look here for DeRozan. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Yeah, can't be pleased with all these easy looks they continue to give up there in the paint.
No, I'm sure he's not, Greg. I mean, their defense is showing a lot of holes, especially down low. That's unacceptable.
Washington calls timeout. Vucevic, he's checked in for Chicago. Green comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Then for the Wizards, Caldwell Pope comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And Garrett Temple subbed in for John Wall. Wizards trail by 18. 1:52 left to play here in the half. Anderson passes to Temple. There's the triple. And the shot is good.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
Yeah, no doubt the defense had better play a little tighter.
Now here's Vucevic. The drive by Green. And Rose wide open. He shoots. It's in. He's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
They're starting to get a little triple happy. Falling in love with that 3-pointer.
Starting to cast them up a bit too often here in the second.
Here's Temple. Caldwell Pope kicks to Gooden. Pass to Temple. Shot clock at 6. And the 3 off target. Chicago leading by 17. Green dishes to Rose. It's deflected. They retain possession. And it's Kentavious Caldwell Pope with the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in